right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get it going here. All right, let's see. That's that. Eric, yo, 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 what's going on, my man? All right, we'll wait 5 more minutes here, and then we'll get it rocking. Let's get it rocking. Oscar, good morning. We'll wait 5 minutes here until 8:35, and we'll get going shortly here. Just gonna wait for everyone to kind of pull in here. Happy to see the market going back up. Yeah, coming back up to that 450 area. So gonna need to stay above that in order to move higher here. If you guys can hear me and video is good, please let me know if it's all clear before we get started. Legit Movers Chicago, good morning. Hardik, good morning. Joshua, good morning. Good morning, everybody who's tuning in nice and early here. Thursday morning, bright and early. Perfect. Eric says all good. Joshua says everything is good. Perfect. Love it, love it, love it. Wait a few more minutes here and then we'll get it rocking. In the meantime, let's take a look at the job numbers. Brian, sup? What's going on, my man? Sky, good morning, my man. How you doing? Jesus, let's get it. Let's get it, boy. All right. I'm gonna wait 2 more minutes and then we'll get started. Peter, what's going on, man? Nice to see you in the stream. I am absolutely starving, ready to ride the waves. That's what I'm talking about, Sky. All right, guys, give me 2 seconds here. Crazy. Every morning I eat breakfast. And I did today as well. However, I'm starving for some reason. All right, Eric, got to hold on to our surfboard today, Sky. Don, good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day, man. So it's 8:35 here. We'll get it rocking. All right. As always, guys, we're going to start with the market outlook here. And what's really happening here. So obviously a little bit of a pull yesterday. We saw that pull happen early in the morning, and then we kind of pushed back up and kind of went sideways for most of the day. All right. Currently sitting around the 450.46 level. We did kind of come down to that 20 moving average, find some buyers. But what we're really looking for here is if we lose that, that 448.50 level, which was a vital area for us to break, and we broke it last week. If we lose that, then we come back into a situation where we might try to see the 50 moving average again. Okay. Obviously still very bullish, hit the 20, bounced. We could very well continue to move higher very slowly. But you can see the range is kind of getting tighter here. Okay. So we just need some volume, some catalyst, some momentum to come in to kind of push us higher going forward. All right. So with that said, let's take a look on the closer time frames. Okay, let me put my levels back in here. So what do we got? This 448.50, 448.15 level was that level that we spoke about. We've continued to speak about this level going further back, right? That level was a vital area of resistance, and when we broke above it, it started acting as support. And yesterday, it held a little bit. We didn't really get fully down to that level. In the pre-market here, in the overnight trading session, at around 3 a.m., we did kind of hit that level again and kind of bounce, and now we're retesting this 450 level. Okay. Ideally, what needs to happen here is we need to stay above or hold above this level, and that way we can see a push to the 451.16, right, which is a slight pivot right here around that 200 moving average on the 15-minute, and then above that we can see a move towards the 452 area, right? 452 area, an area that saw rejection here, rejection here, rejection here. So that's going to be our next area of resistance that we're watching at. All right. Obviously, if we break above that, then we're looking at the 453, 453.70s, right? So lots of resistance above, and to start the day on the bullish side, we really need to stay back above the 450, 456. Okay. Now, obviously, if you can't hold these levels, we're going to see a pullback to that 448 area. Okay. If we struggle up here, we can come down to the 448 area, 448.50, 448.15. It's a tongue twister there. And if we lose that, we really open up room down to that 445 level. Okay. There's some support down here at around 447, but ultimately, if we lose this, we could see that yank towards the 445 level. All right. Now, if we go look at the SPY on the daily again, let me remove all these lines. Our 20-day moving average is sitting at 447.19, right? So that 447.19 area, that 447.90 area might act as some support that we bounce off of again. But if we really come under that 448 level, I think we might have some trouble holding above it. And ideally, we couldn't see it come down to the 445, okay? So let me put these lines back up here so we can see what we're working with. There we go. So that area is vital to me, right? The 20-day moving average was at 447.90. If we see increased selling right at the open and break through that to the downside, we really open up room to come down to the 445 area. All right, now that's as far as the SPY goes. Let's take a look at the Qs. Anyone that's just tuning in, good morning. Sorry if I missed your good morning. Just getting things popping here already on the live stream. So Similar story with the Qs, right? We pulled down yesterday and popped back up and kind of went sideways. However, we're still holding that daily flag on the Qs. If we lose this 378.40 area, we do have room to come to the 375, right? Ultimately, we still have a bull flag kind of forming here, right? Over 382.78 pushes us higher, and under 378.42 breaks down the bull flag. Let's take a look at the 15-minute time frame. Let's pull my lines back up, and here we are, right? Clearly, we see resistance at this 382 level, right? 382.78, 382.26. Here, we have resistance turn to support, resistance turn to support, 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 broken down, and now we have resistance, right? Yesterday, this level was support. We popped back up, rejected, old support has now become new resistance, right? So here we are again. We're testing that resistance area. Ideally, we need to get over this 380.94, 380.78 in order to move higher. If we do that, we could see a nice push towards the 381.60, 381.90 area, which is a little bit of a congestion area right here. We saw some resistance. This is going to be the next soft area of resistance to monitor. Break that. Obviously, we're going to come back up to this 382, 382.78 area. And then above that, we can really see a nice push, which can get us back up to at least, I think if we clear this, at least at 384, 385, right? But we really need to get over these levels. These levels are going to be the main areas to watch. And once we do clear that, then we can look for a move higher. But in the short term, out of the gates, we really need to hold the 380.94, 380.78 in order to move higher. If we reject and come back down here, the 380 and the 379.44 levels really need to hold for us, right? If we lose that, it puts us in a position where we can yank again. And if we do yank under these 379.44 levels, we could see a pull down to the 378.50 or 378.13. And then under that, we got room to come straight down to the 376.56. Okay, so vital areas here at the open, 380.90, 380.94 area on the Q. And as far as the SPY goes, we're looking to stay above that 450, 446 at the market open in order to get a move higher here. All right, so I'm going to go through the chat here, see if I missed anyone's good mornings. And in the meantime, maybe you guys can drop some of the tickers you want me to go over. We'll go over some of the names you guys want me to see, and we'll see what we can do here. Peter, what's up? I saw that. Eric, gotta hold on to our surfboard. Don, Brian, get your breakfast. Edgar, good morning. Aman, good morning. SBLK stock entry for long term. So let's take a look here. SBLK, again, like I've always said, anything in regards to a long-term position, you're gonna want to do some research on the company's finances, balance sheet, and so forth. All right. Now, starting a long-term position at a level that it's pretty much, I think this is sitting at all-time highs if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, it's not. So some resistance level at 33 and 23.99. So if you want to start long-term position on this, you got to ask yourself, what have they done different? Why are they where they are on the chart? And do they have future growth? If so, you start with 1/4, 1/5 of your position right here. You look to add at a lower price, and ultimately you want your last adds close to this 200-day moving average. Okay. Ideally, I would like it if you start your long terms right here at the 200-day moving average. But if you want to start it here, you could. Struggling over this 24 area, but if it does clear that, it could see a move higher here. Okay. So again, more research needs to be done on the finances, balance sheet, outlook, and so forth in order to establish whether or not it is a long term. So we got someone asking about Uber. Uber here, struggling to get above 41.76. Have a level here on it on 38.84. Currently sitting at 39.90. Under this 38.84 level, I'm actually looking to buy puts or short this thing down as it has room on the daily to fall. Okay. On the long side, it really needs to push above that 41.76, 42 area, and then we can see it maybe possible move back up to the 44. Okay, so your levels to watch: under 38.80, bearish on over 42, bullish on Uber. PLTR, another name that just keeps struggling, right? And we've talked about this. We've talked about these bag holder charts. We've talked about how they continue to get sold into. When you have so much volume on the big pushes up here, every pop gets stuffed. Every pop gets stuffed. Every pop gets stuffed. Pop gets stuffed. Pop gets stuffed. It's really hard to see this maneuver and go higher. Maybe for a quick day trade here and there, but under this 26 level, touching those moving averages, very choppy area for this name. I'm not interested in it. Maybe over 27.50, I would consider it, but then even then, I would think 3 times before taking a trade on it. Edgar, I have 2 770 calls for Tesla for next week. I guess you're saying next week. For next, too risky. Let's take a look at Tesla. So here's the thing. Tesla, we caught a nice move off of this 742 level on Tuesday. Nice push, popped up here, dipped. Buyers kind of stepped up yesterday, has some patent news today. Really, the thing here is that it needs market's help to move higher, right? We hit that 750, we pushed up here. Daily has room to that 780. The idea you got is not wrong. The market pulled it back. Now what's happening is you're fighting time on your strike for 770 for next week, right? If it does not make the move today or tomorrow, you really got to think twice about what you want to do with that options contract. You might want to roll it into a further out expiry, but because of these options, these Tesla options are always so juiced up in premium, you really got to worry about the theta, right? Choosing next week expiry and kind of swinging it is a very hard thing to do because theta is always so high, and it's going to affect your premium even if this thing starts going sideways a little bit, right? So it needs to make the move either today or tomorrow. If it doesn't, you either got to cut it or take a strike that is further out. Take a expiry that is further out. Adil, good morning. All right, we got ADSK. Really love this company, but I hate trading it. I've used this company in the past for school, for whatever the case may be. But we had this big sell-off here, right? Under the 200-day moving average, we have some support right here at, what do we got here? This is 284.42. Okay, we have some support right here at 280.50, right? It's kind of bear flagging here, right? If we lose that, what happens, right? The next pivot area that the stock has found support at is 271. I wouldn't touch this thing unless it clears 293 to the top side. Then we can look for a move to the 300, 304, or 284.50 break, and then we can look for puts down to the 270. All right, hope that answers your question. Right now, it's in a little bit of a sideways consolidation. You never want to get in on sideways consolidations. Either wait for the break out to the upside, which is a reversal in this matter, or a breakdown under 284.50, which is a breakdown in this matter. All right. Edgar is asking about Nvda. Nvda, what do we got? We had this nice push, right into this Fibonacci area, 227 area, clearly seeing as resistance, and still not really ready. Again, going sideways. Maybe we pull more further down to the 217 area, or we got to wait for that 230.50 break. If we get that 230.50 break, and if we get these increasing buy volumes like we did right here, then we can see if we can get that push to the next pivot area, which we got right here at 251, ideally 250, because that's where the psychological number is, right? So what are we looking for here? We're looking for a break over the 230.43 level with increasing volume. Obviously, these are above average volume bars, which is great, which is what we're looking for. but needs to kind of show us that, needs to do that. Otherwise, we can see if we can pull back into the 20-day moving average some more, or possibly even back down to the 210 and look for a pattern to trade it. Currently, I wouldn't touch this thing right now as there is no clear breakout. Ganesh, good morning. Love gapping up on good earnings. Is it a double bottom play? And can we take it long? So I looked at this a few times in the pre-market here. Stock was sitting at around 49.32 yesterday. All right, it's gapping up. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. Gapping up, but here's the thing. You see how those candles are not really, they're not full candles. This is what I call, it's up thin. All right, the stock is up thin. Not much volume is being traded. You don't have a lot of people coming in here and buying this. It's very thinly traded. So we're sitting at 57.66. Let's take a look at the daily. 57.66 puts us where? Let me clear this chart so you can see 57.66, or currently it's sitting at 57. So it's sitting right here, right? If we take this long, first of all, the long would have had to have been up here at around 59.50, right? That's that top pivot. If we try to trade this here at 57.66 or 57 area, I don't have enough trigger points to kind of fuel this up, right? If we do get the move up, right? If we get that energy in it, where are we going to go to? We're probably going to go to the 59.40, and then you have the 200-day moving average as resistance. So not an ideal setup, not something that I can say it will push. It's got daily pattern break on it. It might not get the fuel. Now, I haven't looked at the earnings fully, but again, based on how the pre-market is on this one, it's very thinly traded. You really have to wait here. If it can clear the 58, you can look for a first squeeze up to maybe 59, 59.50, 59.60, 59.90, but you're looking about $1.90. Move on that one, maybe a quick scalp and get out, because I do think the 200 and the 50-day are going to act as resistance on it on the upside. Hi, sir, I'm late, but I'm here. What's your thoughts about NVAX? Relaxing sounds. So I like NVAX. I've talked about NVAX, about how it got above this area that it struggled with for so long, dipped back to the 260 area, and kind of held above. Again, the market is what really pulled this down, right? So I think with a good market, we're in a position where we can fill this gap towards the 292 area, right? So let's see how this opens. If it holds that 263 area, we can kind of look, sitting at 268 actually pre-market. Let's take a look at the pre-market time frame. Yeah, so it's sitting at 268. I think if we can clear that 271, 272 area, it might push it back up and put it in that gap fill on the daily. Okay, I still like this. I still think this is gonna get to 292. How it gets there, considering how this has traded in the past, very up and downy, it might do the same thing again. But it's gonna get to 292. It's just a matter of, you know, choosing an expiry that gives you enough time for the stock to do that. Aman, thank you. No problem, man. PayPal, lots of movement yesterday. Yeah, PayPal actually, total disappointment on what it did yesterday. We have a beautiful flag. We have a nice breakout. We came up. We broke over this. We broke over this 292.84 area, and it actually hit, I think, 300 based on the news that it had. And then all of a sudden, bam, right, we have this big red volume. So it's a little bit of a sticky situation here. I think if it loses that 20-day moving average, it might be in trouble. It might come back down and just try to consolidate under the moving averages. So not a good look right now. Obviously, this is a bearish engulfing candle. So again, another thing that's not a good look for PayPal here. FPLTR, definitely. Diana, what's going on? Can you check SDC and Roku? Small Direct Club. So not much here on SDC. It tried to fill the gap, and it kind of struggled here, but kind of rolling over back under the moving averages. this is pretty much a bearish pattern still, rejecting the 20, under the 20 now. Could come back down to the 468 area. Don't see much in it in the short term, and not something I would buy in the long term. Let's take a look at Roku. So Roku, we talked about this. Lots of people were asking me to buy this thing long right here at around the 340 area. I said no. You know, we popped back up and rejected that 20-day moving average, and people were still saying, let's buy this thing long, let's buy this thing long. And I said, no, we are still under that 200-day moving average, right? And the other day, massive sell-off here, now kind of bear flagging. I think this has more downside to go, right? What is it at right now? 334.75. So if we lose this 334 area, or sorry, 330 area, we can come down through 327 and then see further downside. Where it gets sticky here is if it loses that 323 area. If it loses that 323 area, it really opens up to at least to the $300 sell-off right here. Okay, so more bearish on Roku than anything. Ganesh, hit the like button. Yeah, guys, if you guys are here, please go ahead and smash the like button. YouTube likes it when you guys do that, and I will appreciate it. Hardik is asking about ABBV. Nothing here, not much for me to look at here, right? Big sell-off, slow grind sell-off down. This to me looks like a short covering bounce. Don't have much of a pattern in it. Not something I would touch. Needs more time to set up either for a reversal or a breakdown. MO, let's take a look at MO. Yeah, so MO is something that I've found recently, or actually yesterday on the watch list. 51.15 needs to break. If it does break, it could grind up to that 52.59. I believe options should be a little cheap on this one as well. Let's take a look. Yeah, options are fairly cheap as well. So like the 52 strikes are like sitting at around, for next week's expiry, they're sitting at around 15 cents. So not a bad idea, actually. I'll take a look at it at open. Yeah, I saw the job claims number as well. Not something significant enough to hurt the SPY, in my opinion. So pretty nice push. So we're back above those levels that I mentioned in the pre-market here, okay? Diana, wow, thank you. No problem. Guys, if you tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. We do have a few more minutes, so if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Other than that, remember, every Thursday I do go live, and there's lots of new features we're adding into the Discord. If you guys aren't in there, pop in there. September should be and is going to be a wonderful, wonderful month. All right. If you have questions, again, let me know. If not, we're going to sign off here in about 2 minutes. I got to get back to the room and get ready for market open and make some money. All right. Can you check AMD? Sure, I'll take a look at AMD for you. So AMD had this nice falling wedge into the 20-day moving average. Nice push into that 114, 115 area. Just came shy of the 115. And yesterday's candle, again, not a pretty one, right? We're now under that 20-day moving average, and we closed under it. Looking for this thing to kind of bounce and get itself back above the 20-day moving average. Otherwise, we might see a pullback down to that 99 or the 101 area on AMD before it continues to move higher. All right, can start taking long on ABBV. I think I just looked at ABBV. I don't think it's got much of a pattern here. ATER. ATER, the break here of the 9 was good. You got volume here, right? The break of the 9 is good. Again, these are sub $10 stocks. I don't like trading. They get choppy, they pop up, and they sell right off again. So be careful with this one, okay? Not a fan of trading these sub $10 stocks. All right, guys. So thank you guys all for tuning in. As always, make sure you guys staying safe. Make sure you guys respecting your stop losses and trading with position sizes that you are okay with and that don't make you emotional. All right, guys. As always, thank you very much. And I'll catch you guys all next week right here on YouTube. Have a good one, guys.